Okay, I'm here with newly published author, Katrina Collier, author of The RobotProof Recruiter. We're going to talk a bit about nurturing. We're going to talk about a couple of other things as well. But first of all, Katrina, could you just give us a quick introduction? Who are you and what do you do?
Hello, I am Katrina Collier. I'm a former recruiter, now author of the RobotProof Recruiter, which I'm plugging like mad because the royalty is going to charity. This is all about putting the human back into recruitment, putting the human first with the technology in supporting role. And on top of doing that, I do a lot of speaking and facilitating. So getting hiring managers and recruiters talking to each other better and revving up recruiters to, of course, put the human first.
So tell us about the concept for the RobotProof Recruiter.
It came from frustration from technology providers who don't have recruiters helping them create the product, saying that we can all be replaced. And from the fact that many moons ago, I used to work in the bank. Oh, I'm so sorry. I used to work in the bank and I was told I'd be replaced by a teller machine, yet there are still tellers in the bank. And, you know, some people choose to go to self-checkout with their groceries. Others prefer the humans. So I'm going, if for mundane transactions like that, for our careers, when I'm going to want to deal with humans. So it sort of came from that. And then really the fact there was nothing out there that you could pick up and go, oh gosh, if I'm being looked at, how should I present myself? Or what do I do about those reviews? Or, oh, my company isn't producing the content that we should be. And, you know, it's not a marketing guide. It's written as a recruiter. And in fact, I feel like I de-jargon it a bit, the marketing side. But also things like the intake strategy session chapter of this book is so powerful because it gives recruiters, one, all of the questions they need to be asking. And also like ways to push back on your hiring managers to increase diversity and all this sort of stuff. So I started writing it. It all came from this and ended up being this. I just didn't realize our jobs are so big now. It used to be, I find Adam, approach Adam. Adam goes, okay, and comes and works for us. It's just huge now, which of course, you know, having Candidate.ID, which is in there, by the way. Didn't I just look you up? You're on page 156.
That's terrific. Thank you for mentioning us. Tell us about the charity aspect.
Yes.
What's the charity that you're donating the royalties to? Because I know that you've done a couple of you've got a couple of initiatives because you've got an African initiative as well. Tell
which is they're all part and parcel. So Retract Charity, which is probably what you've heard, is where I've gone out to Africa as part of a team of HR professionals and me kind of ringing in to work with the carers of the street kids. So I've been out in 2016, 2018, so last year. And then they became part of Hope for Justice, which aimed to end modern day slavery. So in Africa, we're sort of stemming the flow of kids into the slums, which stops them going into trafficking. So as part of Hope for Justice, who aim to end modern day slavery, if we can stop the kids being trafficked, then they stop ending up in slavery, which is what's happening. There are now more slaves in the world than there's ever been. It's quite horrific. I mean, you would have seen the big bust recently, 400 people as well. It was all in the press. But also London is the global hub of people trafficking, which is absolutely horrific. So being a Londoner, as I am, I just thought, well, you know what? I've been out there. I've seen how every pound and every dollar makes such a difference that if I can donate my royalties, which is, you know, not a huge amount per book, but it's huge when it adds up out in countries like Africa and Asia. So very excited to be able to combine it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, which means I'll plug it even more than I normally probably would because I know I'm technically not getting anything from it.
Oh, definitely. So there's as part of your sort of vision on recruitment being all about people, there's certain Katrina no-nos, such as using terms like talent and candidate. And
worse, candidate and pipeline.
Talent. These are terms, you know, like why do you think that why do you think it's important we talk about people rather than candidates and talent?
Yeah, because I think if you run a search for like never heard back after an interview, for example, people talk about the emotion. Like I spent my time and my energy and my emotion to come to an interview and then I never heard back. Or I applied and I never heard back. And it's like, we're people, we have feelings, you know. I'm so excited to work at Candidate.ID. I send in my CV and nothing. You're like, we forget that day to day. We're in that transactional. I've got to fill the role. My hiring manager's on my case. Or, agents decide I've got to meet those targets. So I think it's almost like a reminder that can we just put the technology into the supporting role to create a better candidate experience? So you think I can stand on Blackheath train station and it will tell me exactly where my train is, exactly what time it's arriving, when I'll get to my destination. So shouldn't we be able to provide the same clarity and certainty to give people the information that they want as well, which I think is where your tool is so amazing. So just human first technology to do that. Rather than at the moment, I feel like we hide behind tech.
No, I agree with those things. As a new Candidate.ID shareholder, are you going to be requesting?
I'm so excited.
Requesting we change the company name?
No, I'll let you have that. Like there's a brilliant bit in the beginning of the book all about that. Actually, I quite love it. It's like, we're not talents, which is my favorite one. I just call
talents.
Talents.
I know.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, I can't stand that.
we're not purple squirrels. We're not candidates. We're not this. We are people. So recruiters are people finding the people for the company.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not, because actually people understand. That's somebody who's potentially interested in working for your company, whether you've decided that they are or they've decided that they are. Yes. So I get the word. However, I just think we need to remember that candidate has emotions.
Yes. Okay.
So,
so tell me why you think it's important that organizations are nurturing the people that they might want to hire in the future.
Because you're under review. It's as simple as that. I mean, you think about it. Adam sends you an email. You go Google him, right? You're like, who the hell's this Adam Gordon person, right? And it could be as fickle as, I don't like your profile picture, so I don't want to talk to you. Yep. But if I then decide I do want to talk to you, like, well, hang on, where's he work? And you just start digging. I mean, we live in a Google world. We carry around these phones that, one, are enormous interrupters. So actually, I think a company that's nurturing people will be seen more. But also, it's really easy to just go, oh, before I reply, let me see what he's been up to on the weekend. And it's that natural curiosity. Not everybody's going to be like that, but certainly people that are in high demand are going to be like that, because they can pick and choose. And that's again why in the book, I didn't want to use jargon. I didn't want to say have a personal brand. It was like, look worthy of someone's time. Does your company look worthy of someone's time? And I think with your tool, the fact that you can work out what information that people want and actually provide that for them, wow, that's dynamite. So
great. So I was going to ask you what attracted you to the opportunity to get involved in the Candidate.ID investment round, but you've
I will answer that though.
Okay, tell me then.
It's not just about the technology, to be honest. It's yourself, it's Scott, it's Billy, it's the people. So I have watched you guys work really hard with such determination to create a product, and you've all got recruitment backgrounds, and Billy's got a sourcing background as well. So I really respect that. So it's actually much more about the people behind the technology. You get a lot of, like, a developer had a really bad recruitment experience, so here's a tool that's going to help recruitment. He's never recruited. And I don't think anyone should create a product for recruiters unless they've recruited, or at least have recruiters advising them. And unfortunately, a lot of the technology out there really isn't that helpful, as whiz bang bells and whistles as it may be. So it is the people behind it. Of course, I'm all about people. A big surprise. So yes, it was a no-brainer.
Well, that's wonderful.
I'm afraid mine had a fewer less noughts than that other person, though. That was well done them. When I'm rich, when you've all bought thousands and billions of these, and the charity is loaded, and I get some work off it, then I might.
Yeah, absolutely. Final question is, I mean, we see you on stage all over the world. Where can people see you talking about the RobotProof Recruiter or other things over the next couple of months? Have you got? Yeah.
So loads going on, actually. So the social recruiting show is reappearing on Friday. So we will be streaming out on LinkedIn Live at 3 o'clock every Friday. So just come to my profile. It will go out via there. So I think to get notified, we need to connect. So please send me a highly personalized invite to connect, and then I will happily say that you saw this video, actually. On top of that, I'm actually going to be sharing a few, like the journey. We were talking about, we've both got to 10 years in business.
Yeah.
So I've got some videos going out with that. Plus, I'm speaking at a ton of events. The Firm event, Louise's UK Recruiter event, events abroad as well. So I'm all over the place. Just Google me. Very easy to find.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, Katrina Collier, thanks so much for joining me. Been great to talk to you as always, and look forward to hopefully seeing you soon.
Thank you. Bye.